Just a couple days away now from MLB The Show 22. It is so close we can taste it. We are counting down the hours, the minutes, and the seconds. It's not going to be long before you're in full grind mode, grinding out the programs, Conquest, even hopping into some online play. Of course, if you played MLB The Show before, you know how important it's going to be to save your stubs so that you can knock out that live series collection and get whatever crazy reward is behind that. However, even though we're saving our subs, we're still going to need a team to put together to play events, maybe play some ranked, even just to knock out USA Conquest. You want some sort of team to play with that. So today, I'm going to go through each position and let you know about some budget beasts that you can target for these positions. Some guys you should look at to be adding to your day one squad. That could just be a couple thousand stubs a piece. Allow you to save your stubs to put them towards collections instead of having to spend a ton of stubs on a couple players just to fill out your lineup. Let's go ahead. Let's hop into it. I'm going to give you one card at each position, except for one position we will have two. And I'll go through and give you what I think their price is going to be opening day. And then at the end of this all, we'll break down how many stubs this team will cost. First guy we're looking at here, live series Mike ZUNINO. He probably won't be an 83 on release. Probably scaled back ever so slightly. And I know you see the 12 contact versus right. That may be a little concerning, but you got to remember early on in the game, if you're playing on Conquest, you're going to be playing a lot on veteran, even rookie. Even in some ranked seasons, you're going to be playing veteran, and it's all going to be against pitchers with lower hits per 9, so your PSI is going to be slightly bigger. Even though it's only 12 contact versus right, he has the power versus right to make up for it. If he gets a hold of a ball, even versus right, he's going to crush it. And then 103, 125, if he's anywhere close to that versus lefties out the gate, that is a very, very, very elite split there. So absolutely going to dominate lefties and enough power versus righties to still crush the ball. This ZUNINO could be an awesome early game catcher. I'd guess after a few days, his price will settle in around that 2,000 to 4,000 range, assuming he's more of an 81 to 82 overall gold. I'm guessing high side of 4 to 5K, probably around that 2 to 3 range. On the first base now, you may notice a similar trend here. It's a guy who is going to be elite in some places, and that's what we're looking for with our budget beasts. They don't have to do everything, but at least do something really, really well. In Jared Walsh's sense, he dominates the ball versus righties. You get him in a lineup, you play a righty. Even as a gold player, Walsh is going to be one of the best lefty bats in the game versus righties. Of course, you get him against the lefty, it's going to be tough with that 25 contact, but 80 power is going to be enough to where if you get a hold of the ball, it is going to fly. Especially if you're just grinding out Conquest with those lower difficulties, a little bit bigger PCI. 81 here so far in 21. Probably going to be right around an 80 gold, I'm assuming, in 22. And if he is that 80 gold ring, I could see him being around that 1,000 subs, right at that quick sell value. I think if you can get over 1,000 subs, that is a great bargain buy to your team. That is going to give you a very serviceable first baseman day one. On to second baseman now. We're getting a guy who I think is going to be a diamond at some point in this year. It's Brandon LOWE. He's had some really, really awesome seasons for the Rays. Been a great hitter. I love this card as well. I mean, batting 388 in 60 games with him online. A lot of it is BR. This card absolutely holds its own weight, assuming he's going to be ranked pretty similar to this come the drop of 22, that 80 to 81, maybe an 82 range. And similar to Walsh, he's going to dominate versus righties. 98 power versus righties with 69 contact is going to be more than serviceable day one. 33 contact left and 73 power left. He is going to struggle a little bit there. But if you know Brandon LOWE, he does have a great swing that to me generates a lot of exit velocity and launch angle. Absolutely crushes the ball when he gets a hold of it. I think he's a dude, again, a little bit worse versus lefties. You are going to have that problem, but all these guys are going to have some issue with them. We're looking at budget beasts, guys who are still going to be very serviceable. Brandon LOWE will be that. Assuming he stays around the 81 range, I think it'd be a little bit more expensive than Jared Walsh, so maybe that 1.5 to 2,000 stub range, I think would be a good price point in to come in and pick you up a nice budget second baseman. On to third base now. We're adding a little bit of balance into the lineup. You're not going to get a great defender here in Kris Bryant statistically, but he is going to be able to hit the ball both sides of the plate very well. 77 contact right, 80 contact left, 71 power right, 92 power left. I would assume his stats are maybe a little bit down from this come launch. Maybe he's more of an 80 overall gold, but Still going to be a very strong offensive player and a guy you get early on playing in Colorado this year. Maybe those hitting attributes get a big boost with the increased offensive production from a guy like KB in Colorado. Going to be wild to see that. But these hitting attributes day one, they may not look crazy compared to in-game cards that we have here in MLB The Show 21, but day one, 77, 80, 71, 92, anything around that 70 to 80 plus range, that is going to be a very, very quality card day one against lesser pitchers, lesser great cards overall. Kris Bryant could definitely hold down third base for quite a time for you. Price-wise, assuming he's around the 81 range, I think with his namesake and offensive prowess, he's going to be a little bit more in demand. I'm guessing around that 2 to 3K price point for a guy like Kris Bryant. On to shortstops now. First guy we're looking at, the newest Red Sox. It is possible he could start as a diamond. He's been a diamond many times before. Possible he gets that boost to start the season. I think he will be a gold, probably that 83 to 84 range. Could easily work his way back up to diamond very quickly. But if you use Trevor's story before, you know he has a very great swing, hits the ball incredibly well, and again, a pretty balanced hitter. He's not going to do incredible versus righties, but will hit very well versus lefties. So adds a little bit of balance to our lineup to counteract the Brandon Lowe and Jared Walsh picks that we have. Brings that balance that we need to hit lefties very well, and can still be very serviceable against righties. A solid budget option at shortstop, which can definitely be a tough position to fill. Another option we're going to be looking at here at shortstop, even though he's primary third baseman, you could rock him at third base. I think he plays better at shortstop with his speed and his fielding. Is Adalberto Mondesi. We're going to be looking at adding a silver. I know you may look at the hitting attributes and say, that's not that crazy. He's decent versus lefties, not great versus righties. He is going to bring you a switch hitter, so he's going to be balanced. If you've used Mondesi before, there's a reason I have a 78 overall silver card P4 in this game, because he plays so far above his attributes. I mean, I'm batting 384 with him with an 1100 OPS. The hitting attributes don't jump off the page, but Mondesi's just one of those guys. He's an entire glitch. If you wanted to go super budget, Mondesi could be a great option for shortstop, second base, or third base. Probably can get him around that 500 to 750 stubs as well. Gonna be a really great value early on. Onto the left field now, we got Yordan Alvarez here. We are gonna struggle defensively a little bit in this sense. I'm going to give up the defense. I think we can work perfectly fine without that, especially considering how great these hitting attributes are. If he's anywhere close to this 80, 88, 91, 93 offensively, he is going to be possibly one of the best hitters in the game come day one. Probably expect him to be a little bit lower overall than this, but because of that, I think he can slot into that 1,500 to 2,500 range. Again, not going to be a great defender. Hide him in left field, though. Let his bat make up for the defense, and you're looking at an awesome budget piece. Center field, a bit of a tough one here, but I do like Chris Taylor a lot. Another guy whose swing I love. We're batting 386 with his live series so far in 21. 83 overall, probably a little bit lower than that come the start of 22. I'm guessing like an 80 to 81 gold, since he got a big boost towards the end of the season this year. Expect them to be nerfed ever so slightly, but you take a look at these hitting attributes: 72, 102, 77, 80. Anything around that is going to be super valuable early on. Another guy who's not going to be incredible fielder, but if he's 79 fielding with 75 speed, that'll play in center field day one. It'll get the job done until we start unlocking some free cards through the featured program, get some of these team affinity, face of the franchise guys, players of that nature. A guy like Chris Taylor can easily lock down a spot leading up to that. As far as price goes, if he's in 83, we could see him more at the 3 to 5K range. If he's closer to an 80, we could see him closer down to that quick sell value of 1,000 stubs. Let's just say he starts as an 83. I would guess about 3,500 stubs is a good price point to come in and pick him up. We're keeping the trend going here for our corner outfields. We're not going to play great defense. It is going to be tough, but in this case, I am sacrificing defense to be able to absolutely crush the ball. If I'm playing Conquest, I'm playing early ranked seasons, it's all about hitting, baby. It's all about scoring runs. Castellanos is going to do that. Very, very balanced hitter. Adds a nice righty bat. We have some awesome righty-lefty balance. Castellanos can hit both handedness of pitchers incredibly well. 91, 89, 85, 93. If he's anywhere close to that on release, again, probably going to be one of the better hitters available in the game. I'm all for adding Castellanos to the team. 55 fielding is going to be real rough, but I think we can make it work in right field. We can hide him out there, and we can find a ton of value from his bat. Similar to Chris Taylor at that 83 range, probably that 3,500 to 4,000 sub price point here. We got to get at least a couple pitchers as well, so I'll give you one starter here to look for, Logan Webb. If he starts again as an 84, maybe even slightly lower, 83, 82, he is going to be a great pickup. Very great pitch mix with the sinker, cutter, changeup, slider, four-seamer combo. He's not going to throw the hardest, but he's going to be able to locate decently well with a great pitch mix. That will be super effective very early on in this game, especially for grinding against the CPU or some low-level ranked seasons. A guy like Logan Webb definitely can be a great pitcher. He's 84 day one. I'd expect him to be a little bit more pricey, 4,000 to 5,000 stubs. But again, if we're only playing Conquest, we can rock with just one starter. Throw Logan Webb every game. You'll get your 4,000 to 5,000 stubs worth of value out of him as you breeze through these Conquest maps. Let's get one reliever for the bullpen as well. Obviously, we have guys like Aroldis Chapman Live Series who could be great. Manuel Clase Live Series. They are both getting face of the franchise cards that have been announced so far. So I don't want to mention those. I want to give you another option that you maybe wouldn't be obtaining for free through these programs. We're going to go with Kendall Graveman. Very similar pitch mix to Logan Webb. He has the sinker, the cutter, the changeup, just a curveball now instead of a slider. It's a great pitch mix though, super effective both offline and online. You can see it as well with Graveman, 107 hits per nine. As if his live series starts close to that, that's probably going to be one of the higher hits per nine we have in the game on launch. I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit lower than that. Kendall Graveman maybe like an 82, 81 on release, but with the pitch mix, some solid hits per nine. He's going to be a pitcher who is very effective in the game early on. Give you at least one option in the back end of that bullpen to come in and get you out of a jam when you need it. Relievers usually a little bit cheaper as well. I'm guessing about 2,000 stubs here for Kendall Graveman as things get settled after that first 24 hours or so. So there you have it. With those cards, we have an entire lineup plus a starter plus a bullpen arm. We don't have our bench. We can fill those with free cards, maybe some silvers as well, and we can fill out the rest of the rotation. All in all though, I'm predicting that squad day one is going to cost right around 35, maybe 40,000 stubs. Not too much in the grand scheme of things. Your pre-order bonuses, if you get the digital Lux and you're on during early access, your 25k stubs for pre-ordering almost covers the entire price of that squad. So then you can focus the rest of your stubs on flipping, completing collections, things of that nature. You supplement this team as you're obtaining free cards as well. You got the foundation for a great start. No money spent to MLB The Show 22 Diamond Dynasty. 35k for this squad. I'm rocking with that. That's not bad. I take that into rank day one entirely and feel confident with it. Now let me know down in the comments though, who did I miss? Who do you think could be some budget beast early on in 22? As always, y'all enjoyed the video. Definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date with all MLB 22 content coming out. We're going to be making stubs. We're going to be having gameplays. Everything's going to be going down. It's going to be a great time. Until next time, I'll catch y'all around.